What's up, guys? Boy Justin with another book review. Today we're reviewing Rebel Moon Part 1, A Child of Fire. Written by V. Castro, published by Netflix. And it's obviously based off the movie, the Netflix movie by Zack Snyder himself. Daddy Snyder, as some people like to call him. Not me. Holy crap. So yeah, I finally read the book. This book came out in December of 2023. I just it was like a week or two ago that I finally found it at chapters. Wow, you waited till the second movie came out before yeah, let's put the book in stores. Gosh dang it. Which I was supposed to do a review for the movie with Kevin, but that never happened and probably never will happen. But if people want to know my thoughts on the movie's like a 6 out of 10. You basically just watch it for the visuals and that's it. So yeah, so I read the book, and the reason why I wanted to read the book, which the book is like 263 pages by the way, not including the, the acknowledgements and all that crap. I could give a crap. Yeah, the book, the reason why I wanted to read the book, because the book was based off the Snyder cut of the script that's going to come out soon. When will that come out? Who knows, right? So I'm like, okay, I gotta get this book because I heard it was good. So I read the book, and man, it's one of those things where you watch the movie, which I watched the movie twice, by the way. And I watched the movie, and I enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed the movie, but you watch the movie for the visuals. So when you don't really have the visuals, the book is not that good. The story is not that good without the visuals. Even though there are some good lines in the book, in my opinion, but that's all from the movie. So the point where some of the stuff in the book were like, wow, this is I'm definitely not going to read more books by this guy, because it's yeah, the writing was not very good, to the point where characters will be at one place, characters are teleporting a lot, to the point where we're outside the ship, and we're just suddenly inside the ship taking off. Okay, we could have had some things in between, would have been nice. Okay, so there was a lot of that in the book. And people are like, okay, well, what's different from this and the movie? And they added a lot of swear words. There are sex scenes in the book where it's okay, that's to the point where the sex scenes are so graphic, which to the point where okay, I doubt that's going to be in the movie, because yeah, there's a point where Cora is having sex with Brad Cage from Army of Thieves, which is his character's name is Den in the movie and the book. And yeah, there's a scene where he's about to go down on her, and she's like, fuck that. Pulls him up and just has her give her the bam bam, you know what I mean? So I'm like, yeah, I don't think that's gonna be in the book, in the movie. The part where we see Atticus Noble's flaccid cock, him having a web of semen on his thigh after having sex with the octopus tentacle monster called the Twins. What makes them twins? Who knows? We don't even get a description of the fucking thing, where he just he just takes a wad of cum from his fucking thigh and just flicks it at the fucking monster he fucked, and it slurps it up with its tentacle mouths or whatever. I'm like, ew, gross, dude. This is fucking disgusting. Oh my god. Which I should talk about. I'm assuming if you're watching this review, you watched the movie, but for the people who didn't watch the movie, okay, I'll just talk about the story. The story is basically, well, I should talk. Do we need to talk about how this was a rejected Star Wars script that Zack Snyder wrote for Star Wars? Do we need to talk about that? Do we need to talk about how the movie, the book, and movie is basically like a ripoff of like Seven Samurai, which was already done by like Roger Corman, rest in peace, who did his Battle Beyond the Stars, which was his version of like Star Wars meets Seven Samurai, which I still haven't seen Seven Samurai. So like we're not going to talk about that, but the movie is basically about, you have the main character Korra, who was an ex-soldier for the Mother World, which the Mother World is basically basically fascist Star Wars. Sorry, it's basically, I shouldn't have said the F word because that gets you shadow banned apparently. But it's basically the Empire, to the point where they even call them the Imperium, even though you have a king. So people, I guess the people who wrote the book don't know the difference between kings and like whatever. It's not like, and they also use the term the realm. So every time you called the Imperium, you could have just said the realm, man. It's like, oh my god, that was so dumb. But yeah, she's an ex-soldier for the Imperium. She used to be the bodyguard of the princess Ilsa, who was supposed to have like magic healing powers, only for her adopted father Balisarius to maybe or maybe not. It's not. They never say it, to assassinate the king's family. And our main character may or may not have played a role in that. I don't know. I haven't seen the second movie. And he becomes the new regent. So apparently she somehow escapes and crash lands on Velt, which is this planet that has like a Viking farming community that welcomes her into her family, into their village. Only for the Mother World forces to show up, which, give me a second. Only for the Mother World forces to show up on her doorstep, basically looking for the dreaded Blood Axe siblings. Which, do I have the? No, I just have this right here, which. We reviewed all 4 issues of this crappy series, by the way, which tells the backstory of the Blood Axe siblings, who are the leaders of a rebel force against the Mother World. Oh my god. So, Atticus Noble, who's played by the first Dario Naharis from Game of Thrones, kills the village leader and demands them to and friends to come back to the planet after 10 weeks to take basically their entire harvest. So our main character Korra and the farmhand Gunnar, who's the second Dario Naharis from Game of Thrones, team up with this rogue Kai, who is I think the actor who played him, Charles Hunnam or Charlie Hunnam. He was basically the main character from Pacific Rim, and he was famous for being on like Queer as Folk or whatever. I forget the name of that British TV show, not the American one, the British one, and Sons of Anarchy, which he has a voice where I can't really take. He has a cool look, but I can't really take him as a tough guy, man. He doesn't sound like a tough guy. But whatever. They go around the galaxy, recruiting people who have grudges against Mother World, so they can when Admiral Atticus Noble comes back, they can fight him. Right. That's basically the plot of the book. So what did I think about the book? Basically, they did add like more scenes, like you get the backstory of the young soldier who helped defend Sam from the Mother World goons, because they left a small squadron of Mother World's soldiers on Velt to look after the village while they were away. So yeah, we found out his backstory. Apparently, he's another prince. Yeah, we learned a lot more of Sam, the young woman from the village, which I thought there was going to be a plot twist where that Princess Ilsa survived, and that she was like that Sam was actually the Princess Ilsa. Obviously, that's not the case unless she was lying the entire book when she told her backstory to Eris, right? So obviously that was not the case. That sucked. I don't know, because like basically the robot Jimmy, which there you can see Jimmy the robot. He basically swears fealty to her and like protects her from the shadows in the book, where we get more scenes from him. I'm trying to think what other shit we get the backstory of Cassius, who is the second-hand man on the King's Gaze, like who works directly under Atticus Noble, which I thought, okay, is that weird? That's weird. Is he gonna turn out to be a good guy in the next movie? I don't know. And that's basically it. So you just learn the 3 backstories of minor characters who didn't even get a lot of lines or screen time from the main movie. So that's basically it. And then there's swearing, unnecessary swearing. They did kind of an extended scene where they stop at a noodle shop before they recruit Nemesis. That's her. We find out the names of the glowing swords. They're called Oracle Steel Swords, and they're basically magic. They're basically magic, dude. They like, people don't even know how they work. Right. So I thought, okay, that's cool. So they're not advanced technology. They're just like, they're like, it's magic. Okay, that's cool. Because like a point where like the main character, where Atticus Noble gets one of those swords, is like, how the hell does this work again? Because they're basically this huge machetes. Like, what the fuck? I felt like, okay, those swords could look better. And yeah, the book is not written the best, honestly. The best dialogue from the book was basically straight from the movie. There's the weird like teleporting, like I said. Like they could have handled transitions better. Yeah, and it could have, like, the book, like, and that there's some of the terminology in the book was like, okay, would they really say, like, in for $1, in for £1, or whatever the fuck, like modern like sayings that wouldn't exist in this universe? And then there's also the thing where I feel like, and then I forgot to mention this in my Blood Axe review for the comic book reviews, but they don't really justify, okay, why are people swinging swords and machetes and axes in battles when like people have machine guns? Like, they don't really justify that. Like how the Nemesis is able to deflect like bullets and shit with her swords is like, they never, like, is she just superhuman? Like, what the fuck? Because, like, how the Jedi do that in Star Wars, it's basically they have the Force moving through them, like, guiding their hands to deflect, the laser bolts. Just like in, like, Gundam, where the new types are psychics, and that's how they're able to predict when people are shooting at them and whatever, right? So it's like, how they're doing that in this book? Okay, like, yeah. So yeah, that's another problem where they don't really justify that shit. But other than that, I don't know, man. Like, I've read worse books on the channel. Like, if I were to say, like, I don't know, man. It's like, I'm trying to think of I don't want to give it, like, I'm somewhere between, like, a 4 or 5, but I've been giving a lot of things 4 out of 5s. It's not that bad, right? It's not offensively bad. It's more middle of the road, basically. But the thing is, like, can I recommend this book for someone like who's like not a book reader or like not like a fucking movie? Like, go watch the movie, dude. Like, there's no point in reading the book, honestly. Like, especially unless you're a diehard Snyder fan who needs to know what's the difference between this book and the, like, you know, the movie. It's like, buddy, I basically told you the shit that was in the book that's not in the fucking movie. There's no reason really to read the book, honestly, unless you want to know like the backstories of minor fucking characters. Like, yeah. So yeah, 5 out of 10, decent read. Peace out. Bye.